Hello, beautiful people. Happy today. It is Monday. We're starting the new week and a big mug of coffee, which is always needed. Oh, so good. We just did this new mix for our coffee and it's amazing. As spring is arriving and lots of bulb plants are out there, so we thought we'd get into it and do some lovely planters with the narcissus and the hyacinths. Persian New Year Nowruz is also coming next week actually, so we'll be showcasing a couple more videos in regards to that and educating you and showing you so many awesome ways of doing that. But right now we're gonna get into decorating some bulb plants into larger planters as well as individually, and how you can go about doing different ways of decorating your bulb plants in your homes, okay? All right, we're gonna start with the narcissus and this beautiful, as you can see, I've put a lot of these beautiful milk jar looking vases. This specific one is actually vintage, and I thought keeping it white with a beautiful white narcissus, it's gonna look so beautiful, and keeping it white and clean. And if I choose to using them in as like a table center, it will look really good. Okay, so I thought this is a good vase, and just so we're all clear, the bulb plants are lasting about, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks when they're in full bloom, from when they're fully closed to when they're fully bloomed and they actually grow tall and all blown. It smells so good then, and they go down. I always plant them in my garden. We've been doing that every year in our garden at my parents' home, and we literally every year we just have a whole bunch of bulb plants growing now, so it looks so cool. All right, let's get into this beautiful plant. This is a 6-inch, and as you can see, there's so many individual bulbs in there. Hold on, actually let me count. Almost 10 to 12 bulbs in there because they're tinier bulbs, so you get a full-on plant with this 6-inch. I actually forgot to bring my drop cloth so I don't make a big mess on my table, so I brought this whiteboard that I have, and it's pretty old, so I won't be using it, so I'm gonna make a mess on that and hopefully not so much everywhere else. So getting a big plant like this out, what I usually do is very carefully hold on to the plants and then just slowly pull it out. And oh wow, this is so beautiful. So as you can see, this is deeply rooted. Look at all these roots, and I don't want to damage the plant and get rid of the roots, so I kind of clean it up a little bit on the top. And we're gonna see if it kind of works with our pot or not. And if it doesn't, we'll just kind of plan another way around it. Good. So I'm just gonna play with the bulbs and make sure they're placed in where I want them to be placed. As you can see, I've got room on the sides, so I'm gonna press down and go ahead with the rest of the dirt and just pour on the sides. So making sure the plant has enough dirt and the pot is kind of full. Obviously, you're more than welcome to wear gloves if you choose to for planting. I like to touch the dirt and just be connected to that when I'm planting, so I choose not to wear any gloves or anything. All right, I think this is good. I don't mind when the roots are coming out because, again, I don't want to disturb the plant as much as I can. Obviously, I want it to be in a nice pot than the black one, so that's why I'm planting it, but I don't want to disturb the roots or the plant, okay? So I leave it as that, and I will show you how I'm gonna kind of decorate on top so it's not too dirty. Or if you don't want to show the dirt, again, this is on its own, it's still really pretty, and you can just have it like that. But of course there's a lot of dirt, and if you're having it at a table that you're going to be having meals and food, it's nice to kind of make it more decorative. So using a little bit of fresh moss. Mine is actually semi-fresh because it's a bit older, and I highly recommend if you go on hikes, there's so many beautiful moss just in the forest. So you can just literally take a bag with you and peel them. They're just so gorgeous, beautiful green. Mine is semi, so I'm gonna go ahead still use them because so I can show you what it will look like. Okay, so something like that. You can go heavy on moss or very minimals. It's totally up to you, but it's pretty nice to me. It looks good to me. So a few things, if you want to kind of go a bit more on this decoration, what you can do is just like use some like white rocks and just go like just placing them randomly or purposefully wherever you want, just to bring the white back inside of the vase, so you can kind of like, you know, create that unity amongst the white and green. Or if you want to keep it kind of like, I really do like this idea, but I will use it maybe a bit later. Or if you want to kind of like, again, maybe keeping it with the green. This is called Spanish moss and they're dried, so you can kind of go ahead and add bits and pieces of that. You can buy them, I'm sure, at your local florist, and I believe Michael carries them too. Yeah, so it's something like that, like whatever you want, like and however you think it looks good, like just bits and pieces. And this, I would use this only on top of a fresh moss, because in terms of value, fresh moss obviously it's less expensive and the dry moss is more decorative and I guess a bit more expensive, so you only want to like add it as an accent. All right, let me just look at this. Oh, I love it, it's so pretty. Okay, so there you go, that it's already done. How long did it take? Literally probably 5 minutes, so easy peasy. Okay, so kind of compete with that. Not compete, but kind of like create like a little family of the same plants, but in different variation, but almost like a similar look. I thought I'd use these little guys and break this one up into individual bulbs, or like maybe 2 bulbs into one, okay? So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Whoopsies. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen anyway. It's okay. We'll clean it all up. So I guess in this case, you are disturbing the plant a little bit. But again, just because they are bulb plants, they are okay. I won't recommend this doing to all kind of plants. So this is cute. Like just as that, it has enough roots. Placing it in there, making sure it's secured, and then just pour a little bit of dirt on top to secure, okay? Feel free to like tuck it in, okay, and then go deep, so you know like the dirt is really tucked in rather than really loose, because it will fall apart, okay? So when you're planting, that's really important. And I have to mention, I am not an expert in this. I have been involved with like plants and doing a lot of planters for a long time, and I've obviously learned a lot through the years, but I am definitely not an expert. So if you've got more tips and comments, please feel free to, you know, write it down in my video and, you know, share with us and share with the viewers. But yeah, I am always learning too. So I really like this, especially the movement is just so precious for me. Repeating the same concept, just a little bit of moss. I don't want to go too busy on it, so just like little bits and pieces I think will do, okay? If you have a brush, like even like a paintbrush, you can clean your vases and make it all clean and whatnot. And of course we'll do that all at the end. So yeah, just literally I am able to make few of these guys and make a full-on table center out of this, which we'll show you later when I make them all at the end. All right, so we got 1 large one and 5 mini ones. That on its own is already like a full-on table center, or literally just putting them in like a nice tray, like a round tray, like in the middle of a table or your coffee table. And we'll definitely show you furthermore of how we're gonna style it, you know, in future videos, which are coming soon. We're gonna get into the hyacinths. And again, few ways of like doing hyacinths. I love them. These are like a beautiful purple ones, totally babies. And I really like to place them into a tiny pot. So just like kind of go like that, go all all the way in. So cute already. I wouldn't recommend going smaller pots. Like I wouldn't put a bulb in a tea light. Although I brought these out, I brought them up to showcase that we can like set up a full-on table center with that, with like candles and whatnot in those, okay? But this is about, I believe, what, like 3-inch? Yeah, 3-inch pot, so it's still okay to place it. And just to, again, not, if you don't want to use moss, that's okay. And if you still want to cover your dirt, what I recommend, another way of doing it is if you have like just small rocks. This is from IKEA. And what you can do is just literally go ahead and pour on top. It's a nice contrast also, but also aligned with the plant because, you know, green, it's like a beautiful green. You can do white, you can do purple, you can do whatever you want that goes either monochrome with your bulb plant or like a nice contrast. Okay, so that, easy peasy. Again, like just so easy. It takes very short time to do stuff like this. If you choose to put like, again, a couple of like just white to brighten it up a little bit because it's a bit earthy, do so, you know? And I guess like if you want to kind of mimic, and if you got like a similar container, again, I have lots of containers as you may know. I'm a florist. Like what you can do is like putting this one in here. Yes, it's very little, it's short, but it does grow out of the pot. So you don't have to worry about the initial look unless you want to present it when you have guests right away, okay? But, and if that's still a concern, I would pour a whole bunch of rocks on the bottom of the pot. So this is sitting right nicely at the edge. But if you also have like shorter pots, perfect. You can just literally pop it into a 4-inch pot and you don't have to worry about planting, okay? So that's also an option. But I guess all the containers that I had to plant them all in to be able to present what I'm presenting. Another way of doing a bulb plant is no dirt, okay? That's also another option. Sorry for the mess here that you're experiencing, all this dirt in here. I'm gonna do a little cleanup very soon. But if you have a cylinder vase, take the pot, take the bulb out, literally, like, I want this to be very clean, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it. So just bear with me. All right, so it's all clean. I just washed it and wanted to make sure the roots are as clean as possible. Whoops, I just made it dirty again, oh no. Okay, let's just put this right there. We'll survive. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour these rocks to the bottom of the vase. And I am going to, just gonna go ahead and literally placing the bulb right there. And it's already secured, firstly, because the cylinder is very narrow, so it already works like that. If you choose to, if you have like a wider cylinder or wider vase that you're doing something like this, what I would do, obviously, if it's wider, I can hold on to it. I hold the plant and then pour rocks on top, okay? So to secure the roots. What then I will do is, for water source, you want to make sure you pour enough water to touch the roots, but not necessarily the bulb, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I think that's enough. Like this is how much I would pour water, just like to touch, and then just keep refilling. I know the water is dirty, so obviously I have to like clean this up, but I would do something like that. I don't mind the roots, obviously it's just so gorgeous, like as organic, as natural as that is. And that's another way of presenting your bulb plants. You can do this with other bulb plants as well. One more, okay? Promise, one more. So if you have something like oblong or rectangular, obviously you can put them in 3 and have that on its own to be the table center. So these are beautiful pink hyacinths, and we are literally just gonna go like that. Cute, right? Hold on, let me just get this out of the way so you can see. Again, just tuck in the roots just place them where you want them to be placed first, and then just pour dirt so you have them secured. And of course, align them as you're pouring dirt too, to make sure nothing's moved. Okay, I think this is secured enough. I don't want to fill it too much up. So that's on its own. It's really cute. And again, we'll go ahead with moss. Pour some rocks on top of the moss, just very randomly. Just because this is a darker vase, it's nice to like brighten it up. If you have white rocks, that's even better, or even pink. If you want to kind of make it a little monochrome with like the pink. All right, so ready. Oh my God, I'm gonna like have a blast here with all these beautiful plants. All right, let me do a little cleanup and then we'll finish up. All right, we're all done and cleaned up. As we showed you, we did the hyacinths in different ways of presentation. One with no dirt, a mini one, and then a nice planter as a big pot. And you can create as like a nice family, a big mama and 5 little babes. I'm working with more like milk jars that I will definitely create another video and show you how I'm gonna play with this whole theme, okay? Thank you so very much for your love and support on my channel. Like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already. And I will see you very, very soon. Have a great day, guys.